mama. Kuna mama Kakamega. Usiseme mnyasi. Shundu hata akileta aseme kama kuna ukaile sei mwana kurulile nzuri. Asante. Asante.
Tuendelee tu hivyo tuchangamshe hata kama ni siku ya mwisho.
Asante.
Sawa.
Huyu ni chief officer wetu mnamjua? Chief Lea ni chief officer wetu, mama wetu mzuri. Amesema wamama lazima mfike hapa.
Asante mama. Asante. Ubarikiwe.
audiovisual kidogo. I would really want to urge us to pull to the front for those who are just getting into this session. Either way, without us having attendance in this particular room, we want to ensure that our event gets running. And for any of the delegates who can hear me, please, if you're outside, please get into this particular room, this plenary area. Also for those who probably are on the plenary side rooms that we had designated for the side events, please, if you can hear me, please get into this room so that we can get to start this event. I'm going to hand it over to Sumba, who is the Director of Communications for the county, as well as Brian from Nation Media Group. So for me, I want you to please pull to the front. Pull to the front, to the ashes. If you can hear me from outside, please let the delegates get in. Let's not stand. Let's not stand by the entrance of the bit. Let us do something by urging the delegates to get in so that we can get this started. Once again, I'm just urging, if you can hear me from outside, don't stand outside, please get into the room. And if you are in the room, kindly could you pull to the front so that you can get to cover the front seats. Hey ushers, I can see you just standing. Could you please do something for us? Please do something for us for the ushers.
Kevin, there was a bell. Although kuna kengele ilikuwa inaenda around.
I don't know where that bell disappeared to. I know for a fact that one of the ushers had it. It's not within my, I don't know Belly Mendapi Brand. Brand, good morning. I know you're doing well.
Morning, my brother. You're well rested?
Yes, very much well rested today. In reference to how I was on day 1, 2, I'm perfectly in order today.
Final days.
Kabla tuende Mombasa, kwa maana nasikia pale kuna inaitwangaje taarab.
Chakacha taarabu.
Chakacha taarabu. Let's add people to get in. Ushers, I want to take you to Brian and Sumba, but please, before that, far end. Hey, lady looking back, ask you to come in front.
Naam, tunaomba tu muweze mkaingia ili tuanze hafla rasmi. Our guests are almost here. Please make your way. Text your friend, waambie tuko hapa na wanafaa watarajie tu mengi.
Once again, please, if you are outside and you can hear me, please get into the plenary area and let's not idle around. We want to get this started, and whichever way in terms of numbers, in terms of how we are, we have to get this started. So let me take it back to our Chakacha team. Maybe give us some bit of musical beat. But before I go into the musical beat, let me also just ask the pitching session by the 3 youth innovators. The 3 youth innovators, also if you're here, that's Mr. Moffat Mandela, Mr. George Mazuri, Professor Peter Bukala. Those 3, if at all you are here and you're meant to be doing a featured address, please could you kindly prompt me so that we can have a conversation in terms of how to go. That's Mr. Moffat Mandela, Mr. George Mazuri, and Professor Peter Bukala. Any of those in the room, could you raise a hand? Any of those in the room, could you raise a hand? I'm not seeing any. Let me go to the segment of Mr. Hashim Muhammad and Miss Patricia Ode, as well as His Royal Highness Peter Sitawa Mumia. If I'm mentioning your name and you're in this plenary, will you raise a hand? Okay, I'm not seeing either of those. Mr. Saxon Quayle, Chief Officer Tourism, Kakamega. All right. Miss Farida Salim. Laura Munyasia. No, Laura is not present. That I'm aware. Okay. Probably let me leave it at that because I know at 10:30 we're meant to be having a keynote address by Ambassador Professor Bitange Ndemo. I mean, I know that is going to be from the virtual platform. Sumba, Director Communications Kakamega, as well as Brian from Nation Media Group, our moderator for the day. Please just start this show. Entertainment, back to you, please. Msiondoke. Once again, I'm just urging, if you can hear me from outside, I mean, we just want to ensure that we get these sessions ongoing. So for those who probably are idling outside, please, I'm urging you to get into the hall. And if you're into the hall for this particular session, please pull to the front. Kindly pull up to the front. And let me see. Let me just do a quick rundown around. To the ushers, I mean, if you're finding it comfortable sitting at the moment, probably you can pull to the front so that when people come, you'll be able to guide them up. Ukioko nyuma, please kindly pull to the front so that you're able to fill in these seats. And if you're outside, please, I'm urging you to get in. Get into the rooms. Get into the rooms. Allow me to also just do one quick roll call to just figure out where our speakers are, simply because we've collapsed the plenary segments, or rather the side events. We want to do them right here inside the plenary. So I've seen Mr. Moffat. I saw Mr. Moffat is in. Let me just check again whether Mr. George Mazuri is inside. Mr. George, if you're somewhere, please raise a hand. Mr. George, Professor Peter Bukala, if you're somewhere, Prof. Okay, so Mr. Hassim Muhammad. All right, and Ms. Patricia Ondeng, not really. Let me just see also one quick one. Okay, as it is right now, then I know Mr. Moffat and Saxon is in the house. So for Brian, probably let me just allow you to take it up for us so that maybe you can do a bit of context and bring us up to speed with one of the speakers who probably will just do a featured address on creating a platform for youth empowerment through innovation and talent exploration. So Brian, please take it away and build context for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for that. Allow me to just ask you, keep asking you people. Tafadhali, songea mbele, take the seat in front of you, occupy the seat that is in front of you so that we are not too far off. But now because we have our very beautiful Taarab musicians here, let me give them another chance to do one number and then we'll pick it up from there, continue with the keynote speeches as we start the program officially. Karibuni sana wacheza segere, hebu tupelekeni pwani.
Na situwapigie makofi matamu, pigia hawa makofi mazuri. Thank you so much. Wanataarabu, mumiasi nzito, mumiasi ipo inapendeza, ina tam yake. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on very well. And as we do our entertainment local here, allow me to invite our Sukuti, the vibrant beats of the Luhya community, Kakamega County. Karibuni sana wana Sukuti, style ni yenu, do it the way you like. Feel at home, wageni kutoka nje ya county hii. Sisi tunapenda wageni. Jisikieni nyumbani sana. Chief officers, karibuni sana. Mna chief officer jirani yenu rafiki kutoka Homa Bay, Otieno, Chief Officer Public Communications, yuko hapa. Ajisikie nyumbani pia. Sukuti, sio tamu.
Mmefanya smart. Well done. Well done.
Matende ngolongo manga ni jeko, nureba ngolongo manga ni jeko, ngolongo manga ni jeko, yayi ngolongo manga ni jeko, ngolongo manga ni jeko, ngolongo manga ni jeko, ngolongo manga ni jeko, mama wo, ahibolo bo, aluya wo, ahibolo ka, mama wo, ahibolo ka, kulita kuita bene, kuli mwalaka, amakuba kenyu munya bene kali mohalo yali. Why bambokanga bujang Itu biya kwa meni nanga mulu anjiro Ezere wane umakali mbokanga bujang Arende bana beru mbokanga bujang Wahi bayani kore bambokanga bujang Ayi ngombe yanje mama ngombe yanje Aye Aye Baba ziebi ngombe yanje mama ngombe yanje
Give them a good clap. Wapigie makofi wakiondoka. Thank you so much. Security. Asante sana sana sana. Mukhodibulai asante sana.
Thank you.
Makofi mazuri. Wapigie makofi. Thank you so much. Asanteni sana. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we need to move forward. And so at this juncture, I wish to invite my colleague, Brian, to come and lead us into the next session so that we can have our program moving. Karibu sana, my brother.
Thank you so much, Suma. Asante sana. Naona wanasigalagala wanajiandaa pale kidogo hivi nitawaita. But I hope habari ya asubuhi, habari ya leo. Muko salama? Wacha nifanye kama William. Hebu kama unaniona niweke kwa hewa mkono namna hii. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Leo tumesema tunawaletea kila kitu ile mnataka. Tumepanga na tumetenga muda yenu peke yenu ili muweze kupata ile entertainment yote mnataka. And I hope you're going to have a good day. My name is Brian Jojotieno. Kama kawaida, I will be your moderator and MC for the rest of the sessions. By the way, allow me to give a bit of guidance. So the plenary sessions, the side sessions are not going to happen. They have all been collapsed here. So we are going to have some of the speakers coming on board. Remember to tweet. I still have the gift for the tweet with the most engagement. So remember to tweet, remember to be active online so that we can consider your tweet as for an award. Of course, the hashtag is hashtag KAIICO 2024, hashtag Invest in Kakamega, hashtag Kakamega 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, what you should expect from today is sessions on creating a platform for youth empowerment through innovation and talent expansion, which I will be inviting Mr. Moffat shortly to come and speak on. Later on, we will handle cultural tourism as an engine for economic growth, and then we will get into diaspora remittances to support transformation in rural counties. Then we will also anticipate the arrival of our chief guests who are going to be here and they're going to present to us. Allow me now to invite Mr. Moffat Mandela, the County Chief Executive for Social Services, Sports, Youth, Gender, and Culture in Kakamega County, to come and make his address. Mr. Moffat. Tumpigie makofi jamani akikuja tafadhali. Let's appreciate him. Karibu sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Moffat Mandela, the CEC in charge of social services, sports, youth, gender, and culture. Today, we're here to talk about youth empowerment and innovation. And it is important that we look at this in perspective, particularly with a clear focus to Kakamega County. So where we as a county, it's important that we understand our background if we have to understand our problem. To start with, Kakamega has about 2 million people. It's estimated that about 60% of this population are youth. And therefore, if we work with estimates and say half of them are between 18 and 35, who are the people defined by the Constitution to be youth, we are talking about 600,000 people. These are just not youth. These are people who are also job seekers. In our youth pyramid, in terms of education, you realize that the bottom of the pyramid has the highest number of youth who have education below secondary school, with the top of the pyramid of those youth with master's degree, PhD degree, and degree being the smallest number. And therefore it means that as a county, we must blend the kind of initiatives we put in place to address youth, particularly youth unemployment. Youth unemployment is the biggest challenge, not just in Kenya, not just in Kakamega, not just in Africa, but it's a global challenge. Therefore, looking at this means we have 600,000 young people in Kakamega who are ready for the job market, with skills and some without skills. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this, it means that we have to do a quick analysis of the employers. Of course, the private sector is the biggest employer in any given economy. Government will employ, for instance, Kakamega County has employed just about 10,000 people. Not just youth, in general. It means that a youth in Kakamega will have a probability of less than 1% to get a job in the government, or say less than 5%. And what does it mean? It means that as a government, we must create an enabling environment for investment, for the private sector to thrive, for it to provide employment opportunities for these young people. As a government, we have put in place a number of initiatives to ensure that it addresses the young people. For instance, at the youth at the lowest of the pyramid, these are the youth, I'll say, who have zero qualification, we have tailored a program called the County Service and Women Empowerment Program. This is a program that addresses around 3,000 of our youth and women, and which seeks to entice them to get skills in our TVET institutions. Therefore, we put out an application for any interested youth to apply, and the qualification to be in the job is 0 qualification. We entice them with a stipend and use them to do labor-based works within the county, including cleaning our markets, clearing our roads, and use that as an incentive out of the stipend they get to entice them to join TVET institutions and polytechnics. And why is that so? It's so as to entice the young people to join polytechnics and get skills that will make them either be employable or be self-employed. This is just one of the initiatives. In the Education Ministry, we are working as a government to ensure that the youth at the top of the pyramid, those who are in universities, are given an extra loan. We call it the Kakamega Help. It's a special loan tailored for the Kakamega students, so that we have the highest number of our students going through university without dropping out because of the issues of school fees. For those in colleges, apart from the bursary, we have the Edu Afia, which will be targeting those in KMTCs to ensure that we have a youth that is empowered in terms of education, and that will provide us with the labor that we require in Kakamega as WIHU investors. Therefore, as a government, we have put in place initiatives that will ensure that as the investors come, our young people are prepared. But most importantly, we want to appeal to the investors to invest in the area of innovation. I am saying that because, for instance, in agriculture, which has the biggest potential, because Kenya is an agricultural country. The other day, I was looking at a conversation by World Bank officials, and they were projecting that Africa is headed to the billion mark in terms of population. And that means that by the year 2030, 2050, half of us will be living in urban areas. Where is the food for that population? Where is the energy that is going to power that population? It means that if we stick to our traditional way of doing agriculture, we will not be food secure in the next 20, 30 years from now. And that means that we must invest in innovation, so that if we are talking about agriculture, it's not just agriculture. We are talking about precision farming. So we speak to our investors. We have a lot of opportunities that we wish that the investors come in to invest, particularly in the area of having inclusive opportunities for young people, the area of having skills and tools of innovation for the young people, and of course, in a way that is participatory with the young people. I thank you.
Asante sana. Wapi makofi ya waziri mzuri bwana, tafadhali. Nikisikia vile youth wa huku wamechungwa, tumani hata wakati mwingine kidogo sijui nikuje niishi Kakamega fully ama nifanye namna gani, but hiyo tutaamua. Yeah? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set to hear from Professor Bitange Ndemo, who is Kenya's ambassador to Belgium and the European Union. Professor Bitange Ndemo has held different positions and served in different capacities in the country prior to his appointment as ambassador to Belgium and EU. Key among those, the ICT department, where he had a stint as a PS. We now want to hear from him. I hope his feed is ready, media team. And if it is ready, we are happy now to put that live up just right now. He is joining us remotely. Meanwhile, I will be coming back to ask you, what are your expectations for today? You heard the dignitaries who are going to come here. We have definitely a lot lined up for you, and we want to finish strong. Sindio? Si lazima we finish strong. Very nice. We want to finish strong today. Tunaenda kusikia mambo mengi na tunaenda kujionea mengi ambayo tumeweza kuandaliwa huku. As the media team gets ready, I'd still want to ask those of us who are seated at the back, please make your way to the front huku kalie na huku mbele, so that you are not far away from the rest of the world. We have a lot of chairs this side. All these are for you. Nobody is charging you or anything. Please come. Would still want to ask you, please, if you're coming in right now, please take up the front seats, the seats that are in front of you, so that we are able to have you right here. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Saxon Kweyu, who is Chief Officer, Tourism Office in Tourism Ministry in Kakamega, to just give us a bit of context on why we are going to be focusing mostly on tourism today, being the climax. Saxon, if you can hear me, please make your way to the front. Great, there we go. Let's appreciate him as he comes, tafadhali. Comes and gives us context on what is happening in the tourism sector.
Yeah, all our participants today. I'm looking at the topic cultural tourism as an engine for economic growth. And we want to put that in the context of the counties, especially Kakamega County. Yeah, when you look at culture as a set of beliefs and ways of doing things in a given society, then we are looking at something that is both has a permanent element and has also a growth element. Now, some cultures tend not to change, and some cultures change. Now, how do we use culture as a tourism attraction? And how best do we invest in it so that it results into an economic development for a given society? Ideally, we are moving away from the traditional tourism, which is sun and sand. Most tourists came from far and wide just to tour the coast and for safaris. And then we are moving into culture. Yeah, in Kakamega, to be specific, our main tourism attraction is culture-based. And as you can see, behind me, somebody was saying we stop crying. We have the crying stone, which is the indelible mark for the Kakamega County tourism. Now, for we to invest properly into tourism so that as a county it benefits the people, then we are looking at how do we make it possible in terms of policies that the tourists coming, leave 90% of what they have carried into the county and into that community. Because ideally what has been happening, for example, if people are coming to tour the Crying Stone, they will come, pay the gate charges, be there for 1 hour or 2, and then maybe leave, go to a hotel somewhere in Kisumu, or Bungoma, and then tomorrow they come, pay the gate charges for the Kakamega forest, tour the Kakamega forest for 1 and 2 hours, and then go outside. You realize that 95% of the monies that they have set aside for the tourism is being spent outside, but not inside. So what we are doing is we are setting out policies and creating programs and procedures and activities to enable the tourists spend as much time as it is possible for where they have come to tour. So like when you look at our master plan for the Crying Stone, we have a master plan to create hotels around the Crying Stone, to create all other recreational facilities around the Crying Stone, so that a tourist coming in Kakamega will enter the Crying Stone as the entry point, spend all his time there, and if there's anything he's going to do away from the Crying Stone, then he's going to visit another site, which is Kakamega Forest. So that is what we are doing as a county to make sure that for economic development, we not only attract tourists into the county, but also have the required facilities and programs to let them spend much of the time and much of their money within the county. As you may know, we have the only existing kingdom in Kenya, the Nabongo Kingdom. That is also another part of our cultural tourism. It reminds us of our old settings of leadership. And as it is now, anybody visiting the Nabongo tourism site, especially the cultural center in Matungu, you can be able to visit. There are recreational facilities. We are also helping the kingdom set up accommodation facilities so that anybody going to the Mongo Kingdom will not only be there for 1 or 2 hours, but can be able to spend more than 24 hours within the kingdom. So in terms of economic development, we are really focusing on how to retain a lot of what the tourists have within our counties. As a culture, we are also seeing how do we commodify our cultural aspects. For example, we are looking at how do we onboard the various tourism, the various cultural activities onto online and other platforms. People do love sports, especially games. The youth will love it for the betting purposes, that they can be able to place a bet, they can be able to wager on and get something. So we are looking how do we commodify, for example, the bullfighting. And when you look at our bullfighting policy, we are looking at an aspect on how to bring on board the betting sites and how do we commodify it so that even somebody who is in Uganda can be interested in the bullfighting in Malinya because of something other than not only tourism, but for another economic part. As we do that, we are able to make sure that the community and the people around it are really gaining from it. So commodification of our culture is another way that we are going, and that's another way that all counties should do, because as a circuit this side, we believe that our best endowment is in cultural tourism. Thank you very much.
When I give these people time, they use less. Okay. When I give people time, they use less time. When I don't have time, they exceed. Sawa, asante sana for managing your time well and giving us an extra minute. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recognize the presence of the DVC Academics, Research and Extension of Cooperative University, Professor Isaac K. Nyamongo. Where are you, sir? Ah, there he is. Please wave at the audience. Wacha wakuone. Very nice. Good to see you, sir. Karibu sana. We are glad you made it. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, tunaendelea vizuri. Allow me now, before I pick up your expectations and stuff like that, what you would like to see today, allow me to ask the media team to give us just a recap of how day 1 and day 2 was in a video, when the president was here, so that you have a look and feel at what the county is doing with regard to your development. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask those of us who are seated at the back, please occupy the seats at the front so that you are able to have a seamless arrangement. Kindly occupy the seats at the front so that you are able to have a seamless arrangement. Thank you. Media team, if you have the recap video, kindly.
That you want to showcase what Kakamega has in terms of agriculture value chain, in terms of dairy value chain, poultry value chain. We have opportunities in health. We are looking forward to seeing our level 6 hospital being completed, equipped and operationalized. So that is an opportunity to our investors.
This is an occasion for us to put our best foot forward as the people of Kakamega and showcase what Kakamega is made of and what Kakamega and its opportunities portend for those who want to engage with this county. The theme of this conference, opening up counties for investment and development, thus speaks directly to the heart and the implicit strategic agenda that we've come here to accomplish, unifying our national and county governments in the pursuit of higher productivity, greater development, and faster growth.
The African Continental Free Trade Area presents an opportunity, a market of 3.4 trillion United States dollars, combined GDP and consumer spending, business spending and consumer spending rather, which is projected by the year 2035 to be a combined GDP of 16.2 trillion United States dollars, positioning the African continent to be at that time the 8th largest economy in the world by the year 2035.
We cannot cry ourselves out of poverty. We must work ourselves out of poverty. That is the very strong message that we should realize as we look at the crying storms. We must stop crying.
So investing in Kenya not only means supply chain diversification, but access to ubiquitous green energy, and any business utilizing Kenya's clean energy will be well on your way to meeting this company's Scope 2, Scope 3 greenhouse emissions goals.
Ladies and gentlemen, our journey as an economic bloc began in 2014 when governors in the Lake region held consultations on how to develop the region, which has a catchment population of over 14 million people. Your Excellency, our economic blueprint outlines the socio-economic aspirations of the region and is designed to guide our development efforts by leveraging on existing assets, addressing constraints, and defining key steps that we can take to transform the shared vision of prosperity into reality.
You have told us that we have got no business importing food, spending almost over 500 billion shillings importing food in this country. Your Excellency, you have told us that there is opportunity for every child born in this country if we do the right investments so that we are able to promote our children, to get jobs, to get good nutrition. And this is the kind of partnership we have committed ourselves as governors, and even we as governors, as friends here in this western region. We have said we will work with you. Omundu humundu. Where you step, we shall step to support this investment, because if Western region works, Kenya will work.
This is a very important conference, and it is opening up this region.
I believe that if it worked in Nairobi, worked in Kisumu, worked in Nakuru, worked in Mombasa, and recently in Eldoret, where they have become cities, I believe with investment, Kakamega can become a city in the Republic of Kenya.
Excellency, last year when you were in this county, it pained us as a corporate entity that when we come to Kakamega, we go back to Kisumu for accommodation. And we challenged the resident of Kakamega County. And today I'm proud to say 4 more hotels have come up, and that's why they've been able to host this event.
Kakamega County stands as a beacon of opportunity, blessed with abundant resources, a vibrant culture, and a dynamic workforce. Today, we come together to really explore the avenues to harness these resources effectively, to stimulate investment, to foster innovation, and also to propel sustainable development.
We are currently administering funds of over 200 billion shillings, which then gives us a platform to be the catalyst of many other global investors who will want to invest in this country.
We as Equity Group are extremely proud and happy to join you today. We've had a long-lasting and mutually beneficial partnership with Kakamega County, especially in creating shared value with the people and residents of this county. This is through various initiatives, Wings to Fly, the Young Africa Works program that supports young men, young people to equip themselves with skills and to access finance to do business.
We have a population of almost 2.5 million people. This is the largest rural county in the country in terms of population. We are also proud that in terms of administrative structures, we are also the largest because we have 60 wards. We have 187 village administrative areas and 400 community areas. KAIICO 2024 is a big milestone for this county. We are trying to make sure that we create opportunities for investors so that we can actually shape our future as a county. The areas which we are focusing on, number one, we have quite a number of opportunities. Agribusiness, value chains, we have opportunities of investing in tea industries. We also have set up programs where we are encouraging our investors to consider having various varieties based of rice, even sugarcane, farming land opportunity in agribusiness value chain. Of course, in crop value chain, we have opportunities in setting up processing plants for avocado, edible oil, sunflower, which will go a long way in supporting our county aggregation and industrial park, which of course is now an opportunity for our farmers to export some of those crop value chains. In terms of livestock value chain, again, we have opportunities that we have for dairy farming. In terms of buying the food crops, we also have opportunities in goats, sheep farming, pigs. Because Kakamega, we have actually taken pride in matters agriculture, and food security. Healthcare, we are the only referral level 6 referral hospital that is under construction. This would be a 750 bed capacity referral hospital. We have opportunities for telemedicine, which again comes a long way with technology. We also be showcasing opportunities for our investors to come and set up modern laboratories and other pathological centers.
All right.
When you go to transport sector, we have opportunities.
Media team.
Which, will be.
Thank you. I hope you've been able to see what we were about in day 1 and day 2, and I hope it is impressive enough for you to know that your experience here has not been wasted. I hope you found value, and I hope this meeting has been meaningful to you. Let me now, as I'd mentioned earlier on, that Professor Bitang Ndemo, who is Kenyan ambassador to Belgium and the European Union, will be joining us virtually. His feed is ready. He's going to make a keynote address, after which we will ask him a few questions with regard to diaspora remittances and ensuring that we divert that from the current majority of it going to subsistence into development or investments. Professor, if you can hear us, we are happy to have you here.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Very well. How are you in Belgium, in Brussels?
I'm doing good here.
Great, sir. So this delegation is here waiting to hear from you. Please proceed and do your keynote address, sir.
Thank you so much. And I want to acknowledge the organizers, the governor, the team in Kakamega for organizing this very important conference in our country. It is very gratifying to see that the counties have begun to make inroads globally in order to develop or deliver their county objectives. This is because there is a lot of Kenyans from each county in foreign countries, and we have never until this time, when the government recognized the diaspora and created the diaspora department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the part of our work here is to look at the welfare of the diasporians or Kenyans abroad. We are just beginning to talk about how we can be part and parcel of our country's development. There are many people, especially from Kakamega, who are in foreign countries. But some of you who have read my work know that I have said several times that we must begin to look at investments that would help the economy to grow. This is not to downplay the cultural investments that we make in our rural areas, but it's to say that we could do more with the resources that we have than we have done before. I am treading carefully not to make statements that are controversial. For example, the amount of money we have spent to build big homes in the villages could have done more to create employment. And I have to support this. I'm one of the people who lived in the diaspora, made the same mistakes by building home first. But I wish I knew at the time that things would change. If you look at Kakamega, Tere, Kisi, Moranga, land is becoming smaller and the productivity is becoming less and less. And this happened in the Western world where we are at the moment. And what they did, and what I think you've been hearing, is that we must begin to think about rural urbanization. That if we lived together and freed land for agriculture, then we are thinking about long-term sustainability. And that's why I begin by saying that instead of me having built in my village, I could have done something in an urban setting where if I am not there, it can be utilized for A, B, and B, for example, or leasing to people. So those who are in Kakamega probably would think that we need to make investments that are more, that contribute more to the economy. And so it is not controversial, but I think most of you have heard, we want to begin to create rural urbanization in order to utilize the resources we have much more adequately, to create space for land, to utilize the technologies that we have. By that I mean that the ways we have tried to solve poverty have not worked, but we need now to leverage the technologies that we have. We need to leverage data, for example, to know that if you have 1 acre or 2 acres, what is it that it can bring that is more productive so that we can deal with issues of poverty. And this we are telling those who are abroad here that we need to keep investments so that we become part and parcel of foreign direct investment instead of relying on foreigners to do the same. And to do that, there are several things. I know the PS is going to talk to you, several things that the government is trying to do to have a comprehensive policy on the diaspora. And what has happened in most countries are incentives for them to invest in key areas, especially in developing the value chains, especially in agriculture, so that you create jobs in the second level. If you look at the Vision 2030, it was envisioned that we develop or Kenya becomes industrialized, what we call structural changes to the economy. For that to happen, we have to have resources to create the second level after agriculture, processing, which creates industrial jobs. And that job can only be accomplished by us and supporting from foreign to get ideas, to get technology transfer, to be able to do that. At some point, we are planning to visit or to invite county governments to see cottage industries, especially where we are at the moment. Most farmers come together, aggregate their milk, they make their butter, they process their milk, and that's how we can begin to industrialize. The other thing I want to make before I finish is we are doing a lot in terms of encouraging those of us or those Kenyans who have come abroad to study and become residents, that we can have a space for sharing their skills and knowledge. And this, we would contact universities. Already, a couple of universities are working with other universities and the Kenyans who are here in order to transfer technology, in order to transfer some of the skills. This is what we are working, talking to these universities and talking to universities at home. Otherwise, other things that we normally do here is to support Kenyans who are under distress, also supporting them with everything that they need in order to have a comfortable life here and to contribute to their home country. I think I would stop here, and as I was asked that answer some questions, but I want to finish by emphasizing the role of data in improving counties to succeed, meaning that we have data on consumption, we have data on production, where there are deficiencies, we deal with that, because this is the age where data is going to determine everything that is going forward. And with that, we would also link to other parts of the world, as I said, to leverage that to build our country in different ways that we have not done before. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that keynote speech. Let's appreciate Prof. He's been streaming live from Brussels, Belgium. Professor Bitang Ndemo is Kenya's ambassador to Belgium and the European Union. Prof will bring you on board in a short while because our program is just mainstreaming right now. And I'd like to recognize the presence of the host governor, Governor FCPA Fernandez Baraza, OGW, and our chief guest for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, former Kilifi County Governor and current Senate Speaker, Amason Kingi. Let's appreciate him as he's here. We'll bring you on board kidogo too. Let's just sing the national anthem and the other anthems, and then we'll come up with the questions shortly. Could we all rise for the anthems? With your permission, Your Excellencies, could we take our seats? Thank you. Thank you so much, the police band, for that. Chief guest and the speaker of the Chief Guest and Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi, Host Governor, OGW FCPA Fernandez Baraza, CECs present, government officials, delegates, partners, development partners, colleagues from the Fourth Estate, good morning. Muko salama? Kinyumbani mnasema bushere. Bushere mno. Sawa sawa. If we were across the fence just down here where I come from, we would have said, oya ore. But now tuko huku, so wacha tuseme bushere. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to invite the governor, FCPA Fernandez Baraza, the host governor, to now take over from this point and run the program. Governor, karibu. Let's appreciate Governor.
The ceremony, our chief guest this morning, the Speaker of Senate, Right Honorable Amason Kingi, all the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First and foremost, I want to appreciate our chief guest. I know he's under pressure of time. We are also expecting the Speaker of the National Assembly is arriving in the next 10 minutes, and that is why we thought we need to fast-track the program, because Speaker of Senate has a flight to catch in the next 3 hours in Nairobi. When a Speaker, this is a very important conversation, which the objective is making sure that we put counties as the new frontiers for development and investment. We've had a very interactive 3 days, and today is now a culmination of our Kakamega International Investment Conference. We've signed so many MOUs, we'll be reading resolutions after you've left because I know we have pressure of time. And we will also highlight some of the key outputs of this investment conference. Allow me to recognize all the dignitaries who are here. And more importantly, I want to tell you that it's only Kakamega County that has a kingdom. That's the Wanga Kingdom. We are proud that the King of Wanga is here with us. Right Honorable Peter Nabongo Mumia, apigiwe makofi. This is our king. He has been on the throne for the last 50 years. And I know in the next 2 or 3 weeks, he'll be celebrating that milestone. Allow me also to recognize the members of the County Assembly who are here. Just be upstanding. Asanteni, those are our soldiers in the County Assembly. Allow me also to recognize my executive chief officers and CECs. Just be upstanding and wave to the chief guest, Asanteni Sana, the teaching staff of Masinde Muliro University led by the acting vice chancellor. If you are here, just stand up and wave. Asanteni Sana. Hawa ni watu wa most. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, today is the culmination of our 3 days investment conference. And in the interest of time, we want to give an opportunity to the Speaker of Senate. We are very much honored to have you here today. Having served as a governor for 10 years in the county government of Kilifi, I know you have very good objectives and very good experience to share with us. We are positioning counties as the investment frontiers because we believe the only way to grow an economy is to attract local business people and international partners to come and invest. We have 4 main areas we are focusing on. We have agriculture, we have health, we have hospitality, we have water, environment, and natural resources. Kakamega County is proud that we are hosting the only existing tropical rainforest in East Africa. That is the Kakamega Forest. We are inviting our potential environmental enthusiasts and investors to support us in conservation of the forest as one of the responses to the climate change. That is an initiative. We are also partnering with Rhino Arc and other stakeholders who are very keen on forest conservation. In agribusiness, we have various value chains. You've seen what the youth are doing in terms of regenerative agriculture. We're also going into organic fertilizer because we believe that is the only way we can protect our soil so that we can guarantee our people matters on food security. On industrialization, we are happy that with the county aggregation and industrial parks, which we are collaborating with the national government, we believe that this will be an opportunity for the counties to offer markets to our farmers in areas of edible oil, sunflower, and various value chains. That is an opportunity, again, that we'll showcase during this investment conference, which has already been done for the last 3 days. On matters environment, I've talked about waste management, where we are focusing on organic fertilizer. Natural resources, we are very proud as Kakamega County to be having gold deposits of 500 billion. We signed an MOU on Wednesday. We are collaborating with the Ministry of Mining to make sure that we have a gold refinery. Already the tenders have been awarded, and I know that will be a game changer in Kakamega County and in the country at large. In the area of water, we have opportunities for the water bottling plants. We have already given our potential investors those opportunities to make sure that they can also partner with the county government so that we can spread water to all the households in Kakamega County. Our chief guest, this is an opportunity to support devolution. I know for us as the governors, we are very proud of Senate because senators are the defenders of devolution. In a couple of weeks, we'll be having the matter of division of revenue, and I know because senators, and specifically the third Senate, I'm very proud you're steering that Senate in the right direction. We are looking forward to the support of devolution as we have always done, because 10 years down the line, you can see what devolution has done. And that is why we are complementing the national government on matters creating employment opportunities, focusing on production at the grassroots level, focusing on offering investment opportunities at the grassroots level, and more importantly, making sure that the youth are involved in production. We can only grow our economy when we invest in production. As I finalize, before I invite our chief guest to make his remarks, we have opportunities in hospitality industry. We are very proud in Kakamega that we are constructing the largest international stadium in the region. Buhungu Stadium, we normally refer to it as the cathedral of football in the region. This is going to be the biggest stadium around here, 40,000 seater capacity. We already have some training fields. We are focused to make sure that we beat the deadline of hosting CHAN 2024 in September this year, as we also prepare for AFCON 2027. We are very proud that the national government has also given us an opportunity to showcase what we have in the hospitality industry. In terms of hostels, I know Masinde Muliro University has almost 21,000 students. We have our national polytechnics, Sigalagala has 14,000, we have Shamberere, almost 15,000. That means we have an opportunity in putting up hostels in collaboration with the national government to complement the affordable housing program. Those are opportunities. And lastly, of course, we need to have 5-star, 4-star hotels in Kakamega County. Those are opportunities we have. As a county, we are investing in having a land bank so that at least when we have investment opportunities, we can partner by providing land so that we make sure that we uplift this county being the investment hub in the Western region. And finally, in healthcare, we'll be having the biggest health facility in the Lake Region Economic Block. That is Kakamega Referral Hospital Level 6. And once completed, this facility will be having 750 bed capacity, bigger than Kenyatta National Hospital, which has 650. Bigger than Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, which has 500 bed capacity. So opportunities available are there in equipping the hospital and operationalization of the facility. We shall partner with Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, especially the School of Medicine, just to make sure that that facility is operationalized. And of course, labor shall be provided through our School of Medicine in order to make sure that we cut on the operational costs. And finally, we have opportunities in the area of setting up our cancer center because cancer is one of the chronic illness, and we have already provided opportunities in that sector, and that is why I thought it's important just to give a summary before I invite our chief guest. And when chief guest, allow me to recognize, I can see our commissioner here for CRA, that is Commissioner Hadija Nganja. Pigiwa makofi. She's one of our biggest supporters on matters devolution. I know right now they're going through the third cycle, into the fourth cycle of the revenue share. They'll be moving around to collect views from some of you so that it can inform the next step in the matter of a division of revenue share for the next financial year. With those few remarks, it is now my singular duty to invite our keynote speaker, Honorable Amason Kingi, who is the Speaker of Senate. Karibu sana, Governor, Speaker Amason Kingi, to address the congregation.
His Excellency, Honorable Fernandez Baraza, the Governor of this great county of Kakamega, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Before I make my remarks, allow me to introduce a senator who has accompanied me to this event, Senator Chimera from Kwale. Thank you. Governor, indeed it is a singular honor for me to join you at this first ever Kakamega International Conference and share my views as the event draws to a close today. This conference marks a milestone in the history of Kakamega County, which stands head and shoulders above most of its peers as one of the largest and most populous counties in our country. I take this opportunity to commend you, Your Excellency Governor, and your team of organizers for the choice of remarkable theme of this conference, namely opening up counties as the new frontiers for investment and development. In my view, this is a befitting clarion call that not only projects a brilliant beam of your vision as a county, but also brings into sharp focus the noble intention of the framers of our Constitution in as far as devolution is concerned. Indeed, you'll agree with me that Kakamega County is a unique and I dare add a special county. Kakamega County teems with an enviable abundance of natural resources, among them gold, a rich cultural heritage, and a vast economic potential only waiting to be tapped into. The county is home to Kakamega Forest, as the governor has already said, one of the last remnants of indigenous rainforests in the world, with its unique flora and fauna that easily rival any forest ecosystem in the world. Its 365 bird species, 9 of which are not found anywhere else in the world, are a wonder that attracts bird watchers from across the globe. On the cultural front, Kakamega County is famous for the inimitable bullfights. And I wish my senator is here, the senator for Kakamega, Senator Boni Kalwale, whom we always refer to him as the bullfighter in the Senate. Also, it had the cockfights and countless other activities that have gained national prominence, underlining Kakamega's position as a veritable repository of our proudly African cultural heritage. As a nation, we take great pride in Kakamega County as one of our reliable food baskets, producing maize, cassava, sugarcane, beans, millet, sweet potatoes, bananas, tomatoes, tea, and sorghum, to name but a few. Those of you who concur might as well join me in proclaiming that whoever touches Kakamega County not only touches the apple of our eye as Kenyans, but also hits us where it pains most, our stomach. In psychology and child development, we learn that at the age of 10, a normal human being starts to undergo certain major transformations as he or she progresses on what is viewed as normal growth trajectory. The child begins to manifest some form of independence, starts to form stronger, more complex friendships and peer networks, becomes more emotionally attached to friends and less to parents, and becomes more aware of his or her body as puberty approaches. I find this analogy very relevant when viewed in the context of devolution, which commenced in our country over 10 years ago, following the promulgation of our 2020 Constitution and after the general election of 2013. After a full decade of experiment with things and tolling to nurture baby devolution, all signs are now clear that the child has come of age and determined to step out and embark on an eventful journey in life. This is the stage where counties now find themselves. After the initial challenges and teething problems, the devolved units are now demonstrating a marked determination to rid themselves of diapers that symbolize their infancy and keen to get up and run on their own. The restlessness has kicked in, and no one can stand in the way of our counties as they now start to forge a path for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, Chapter 11 of our Constitution, whose core theme is devolved government, stands out as a critical beacon on matters devolution and affairs of counties. In Article 174, the Constitution lays out nine objects of devolution, which help to light the initial bumpy road that characterize implementation of our devolved governance. These objects ascertain and buttress the direction that counties, on their own initiative, have demonstrated a readiness to take in fulfillment of the dreams and vision of devolution. I take keen interest in Part F of Article 174, which spells out the objects, and I quote, "to promote social and economic development and the provision of proximate, easily accessible services throughout Kenya." This objective best exemplifies the spirit behind this conference and all other forms of engagements and actions that counties continue to undertake in pursuit of development. For all intents and purposes, these conferences reveal a new mindset, one that seeks to explore how the counties can exploit their full potential and test the boundaries in a determined bid to provide the needs of their populations while contributing to the national development agenda. With delight, we now see counties take firm and bold steps in creating the right kind of environment for investments that have the potential to transform them from poor neighborhoods to major investment hubs. Indeed, it is a marked departure from the predominantly laissez-faire mindset of relying solely on the exchequer funding for all forms of development initiatives and service provision to their people. The investment conference, therefore, are a timely venture. They stand out as avenues for showcasing the huge potential domiciled in the counties as the new frontiers of development and investment. This is what the constitutional provisions on devolution envision. It is what elevates our counties and place them in the driving seat for accelerated development across our country. To a greater extent, it is what will bring about the desired transformation and help counties respond effectively to the challenges of rampant employment, shortfalls in development funding, inability to enhance on-source revenue streams, and upscaling service provision for the benefit of our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, as we contemplate an elevated and more reinvigorated role of counties in bastion of investment and development programs and projects, we must be alive to the fact that the desired fruits will be harvested only if they are anchored on good laws and policies. This is where the county assemblies, and I'm happy we have a host of MCAs present in this conference. This is where the county assemblies and the Senate come in. By dint of their constitutional mandates, the Senate and county assemblies have the task of legislating accordingly to buttress operations and functions of county governments. Whereas Article 96 of the Constitution clearly spells out the role of the Senate as the chaperone of devolution, county assemblies on their part have their role spelled out in Chapter 11 of the Constitution. Given their mandates, the Senate and the county assemblies therefore hold the key to the opening up counties as the new frontiers of investment and development. I take this opportunity therefore to assure Kakamega County leadership of the full support of the Senate with regard to rollout of any investment and development programs and projects for which the approval of the Senate is required. Under my leadership, the Senate has prioritized the well-being of the 47 counties and will continue working tirelessly in legislation, oversight and representation, and budgeting to ensure counties operate seamlessly and at full throttle throughout timely disbursement of funds. This is the diligence we will continue to uphold in executing our tasks on matters touching on the county governments. On the same note, the Senate, through the County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee, continues to exercise its oversight mandate in a manner that inspires confidence of investors and therefore keeps the taps of investment and business flowing to our counties. Welcome, my brother, my friend, and my counterpart, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Speaker Moses Wetangula. Welcome, welcome, my brother. Now, since the House cannot be presided over by two speakers, I will quickly move to conclude my remarks and hand the baton to my brother to preside over this conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, allow me to touch on a matter that I believe we must remain focused on and persistently deliberate on, given its impact on our lives as Kenyans, irrespective of which part of our country we live in. This is climate change. As I have said before, Kakamega County is famous for its rich biodiversity. It is a conservation haven with a vibrant tourism and agricultural sectors, all riding on the back of favorable climatic conditions. Ironically, if these very sectors that Kakamega County banks on for its economic well-being and for sustaining livelihoods of its population, does stand out as most vulnerable to climate change and its devastating consequences. Just like in other parts of the country, climate change effects have been silently manifesting And though the impacts are still minimal, it is not a guarantee that things remain the same going into the future. But that is only if we do not take note of the latent danger and resolve to act proactively to forestall the destructive outcomes of climate change. I therefore take this opportunity to remind all of us in this county to remain vigilant and active where it comes to climate mitigation measures, with a view to protecting our sensitive ecosystems from the threats of climate change. Above all, I challenge the county government to prioritize climate action and adoption of green practices in all facets of service delivery and program implementation. This is what will ensure not only we retain the rich forest ecosystem you are famous for, but also be able to adopt sustainable exploitation of your natural resources for the benefit of the current and future generations. With these few remarks, I wish to thank you, and now I will invite the host to come back so that he can direct where this conference will next move. I thank you, Governor Fernandez Baraza, and may God bless you. Thank you so much.
A big round of applause to Speaker of Senate, Dr. Amason Kingi. Makofi kwake. Thank you very much. Allow me to recognize the arrival of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula. Makofi kwake. Allow me also to recognize the presence of the PS for Financial Planning at the National Treasury, Mr. James Muhati. Makofi kwake. Allow me to recognize the presence of PS for Industrialization, Dr. Juma Muhwana. Makofi kwake. Of course, we have our host, allow me to recognize once again our host Member of Parliament, Bishop Titus Hamala. Makofi kwake. I know the Speaker of Senate has pressure of time, so we have allowed him to leave so that he can catch up with his flight. Nashukuru sana, but apigiwe makofi for his keynote address. Allow me also to recognize the arrival of the Kakamega First Lady, Professor Janet Kasili Barasa. Apigiwe makofi. Thank you. Before I invite the Deputy Governor to read some of the MOUs, allow me to invite a representative from African Continental Trade Area, Roslyn Ngeno. I know she had a presentation. We'll give you 10 minutes to highlight the presentation because we have only 1 hour, and then from there we'll move to the amendment resolutions of our conference, and thereafter we'll invite the Speaker of the National Assembly to give us the closing remarks. A big round of applause to Madam Roslyn Ngeno. Karibu sana.
Good morning, everybody. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We want to say thank you once again for having the AFCFTA Secretariat, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat represented here today. On the first day, we had a good opportunity to hear about the broad objectives of the AFCFTA, what the AFCFTA intends to do or to support countries to achieve in terms of economic development. In a few minutes, I'm going to just give an overview of what the AFCFTA is about and to speak on the element of diaspora remittance and the importance of tapping into this diaspora remittance and to ensure that we tap into the investments that can be available for our county's development. It is important to emphasize that the AfCFTA enhances Africa's appeal as an investment destination by offering a larger, more unified and competitive market. This is particularly important considering the unpredictable trend of foreign direct investment inflows to Africa, and we see that there has been a drop in the FDI. I'm giving this background to give us the importance of why we need to ensure that we get our own domestic direct investment and to build on it. The AfCFTA, due to its broader market accessibility, will attract both domestic and foreign investment, enhancing investor confidence in the continent's economic prospects. Such confidence can increase foreign direct investment and intra-Africa investments, driving job creation in key sectors essential for poverty reduction and improvement of living standards. In the last two Africa Union heads of state summits, in the 36th and the 37th, the Africa heads of state adopted a number of protocols that support Africa development and that are being used currently by our countries, including Kenya, to develop policies that are going towards enhancing trade and investment. These protocols include the Women and Youth in Trade Protocol, Digital Trade Protocol, Competition, Intellectual Property Rights, and the Investment Protocols. All these protocols form the basis for the domestication of legislation and regulations at the government, at the national government, that will trickle down to the county government on how to harmonize investment and trade regulations to ensure that there is a continuous move of cross-border trade and also intra-Africa trade. Given the continent's abundant reserves of critical minerals for clean energy, value chains such as platinum, cobalt, manganese, graphite, and lithium, which are crucial for electric vehicles and utility-scale battery storage, Africa, and including Kenya, is uniquely positioned to become the leading force in the future sectors of automotive industry. Innovation and digital technologies have great potential to create jobs, boost productivity growth, reduce poverty, and foster inclusion and reduce inequality. We have talked about the Women and Youth Protocol and the Digital Trade Protocol. In this county, in the last 2 days, we have also had the discussions on how to engage the youth. And His Excellency the President spoke about engaging the youth in the innovation sector. And this digital trade, for instance, the Digital Trade Protocol of the AfCFTA, now gives us the opportunity to ensure that across the continent, we now have the requisite regulations and the requisite networks to ensure that the innovation of our youth can be tapped. When now we come to the diasporans, there are a number of strategies that countries have put in place. These strategies include identifying what the potentials are in the counties. We are here today, we've heard about investment opportunities. What should be done is, what are these bankable projects that can be shared in engagement with the diaspora? So they need to be engagements with the diasporans through such avenues, including even the avenues of the AfCFTA forums. We need to have policies in place, and Kenya has that, and we are very happy to note that Kenya has policies to see how they can tap into the remittances of the diasporans. So the important part is, how can we ensure that we give the diasporans the safety that they are looking for? So it is in coming up with the funds, facilities, the facilities that they can put the money in, investment vehicles that they can also put their finances in, and viable, bankable investment projects that they can also have. And the final one is, what products do we have, even from this county, that we can say we can send to our diasporans and they become our ambassadors in connecting the county and other continents in trading in our value-added products. I want to thank you very much for the few minutes that you have given us. Thank you.
A big round of applause to Roslyn again. Thank you very much. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to recognize the presence of the Chair of National Housing, Honorable Yusuf Chanzu. Makofi kwake. Allow me also to recognize the presence of all the board chairs who are in the room. Just stand and wave. Asanteni sana. Those are our chairmen. At this juncture, Mr. Speaker, allow me to give 2 minutes to Commissioner Hadija Nganyi to comment on a few issues around devolution. She's one of our defenders of devolution, and you're working very closely with the Commission on matters revenue allocation. Karibu sana Hadija Nganyi.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Governor, Kakamega County, our guest of honor today, the Speaker, National Assembly, all protocols observed. Good morning. I am Hadija Juma, Commissioner, Revenue Allocation. First of all, I want to congratulate the Governor for this wonderful conference, which is a roadmap to development in this county. We really commend you, and we will work closely with you to ensure that Kakamega County very soon becomes one of the cities in the country. Yesterday, I had a presentation, Honorable Speaker, yesterday I had a presentation on how we can help counties close the resource gap in the counties, and on-source revenue is an area that we need to explore. As a commission, we did a study on the on-source revenue potential, and we came up with findings that counties have a potential of collecting up to 216 billion in every financial year. However, for the last financial year, counties were able to collect only 45%, 45 billion, which is less than 20%. In that case, we feel that we have a lot to do to ensure that we help county governments to collect enough on-source revenue to reach their potential. And as a commission, we don't work alone. We have taken various initiatives to help county governments. However, we don't work in isolation. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, I'm appealing to you as a commission to help us. There are 3 bills at the Senate and the National Assembly that will, once they're passed, will help in enhancing on-source revenue. That is why I'm appealing to you that you expedite and make sure that we pass these 3 bills. The first one is the rating bill. I appreciate that the National Assembly has already passed the bill. It's now at the Senate, and we really request the Senate to pass the bill. Yesterday, when I was taking through the county on-source revenue through the streams, property rates is one of the areas that the county can really explore. However, Kakamega County is collecting only 36 million, and yet the potential is around 200 million. One of the reasons that they're not doing very well on property rates is because of lack of valuation rolls. And you find that what we were charging before I was born, 40 years later is still what the county is charging. So once we have the valuation rolls, we'll be able to help the counties raise their revenues. Another bill is on-source revenue bill that is at the National Assembly. I understand it's at the second reading. I will really appreciate if you are able to pass it so that it goes to the Senate, and once it is passed, it will really help us in enhancing on-source revenue in the counties. And then the last one is the county government revenue raising bills. Once we have those 3 bills passed, the journey to achieving our potential will be very easy for us. County governments will be able to get extra 216 billion, and we believe this will help counties implement development programs that will bring development and service delivery to our people. Thank you so much. I commit myself as a child of Kakamega County. We know that charity begins at home. I'll walk the journey through with the county. I've been working closely with the governor. I commit that I'll continue working closely with the governor and the county leadership to ensure that Kakamega County achieves their potential of 5 billion on source revenue. Thank you so much.
A big round of applause to Commissioner Hadija. Allow me to quickly give 2 minutes each to our PSS. And please just write on the protocols already observed, starting with our PS for financial planning, James Muhati Takambili, and then we go to PS industrialization. Thereafter, we shall invite our chief guest to give his remarks. Then we'll do the resolutions thereafter and the MOUs which have been signed. So karibu PS Muhati.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Governor. I want to recognize the presence of the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Moses Wetangula, my colleague PS, the Deputy Governor, all protocols observed. Hamjamboni, habari yenu. Mimi nimefurahi kuwa hapa asubuhi ya leo. Nachukua nafasi hii kumpongeza Governor na kaunti ya Kakamega kule kuweza kuwa na kikao kama hiki kuongea mambo ya investment. From the Ministry of the National Treasury and Economic Planning, Governor, Speaker, I want to confirm that we have been closely working with the county government of Kakamega. The team of the planners here, we have worked together in aligning their CIDP plan to the national plan. And we have also looked at all the available investment opportunities in Kakamega. And I'm very happy to see the progress on some of them, like the gold mine. And the others, feasibility studies are still going on for the investors who have paid visit to those particular activities. We have also been involved as a Ministry of the National Treasury and Economic Planning in this particular event. We have been well represented by our agencies here. We have KIPRA, we have the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics who have participated here, and the NGCDF. And we have walked this journey together, Your Excellency, with your team, up to this day. So I want to thank you very much and wish you all the best. God bless you.
Big round of applause to PS Muhati. At this moment, allow me to give 2 minutes to Dr. Mukhwana. Thereafter, I will invite our chief guest.
Thank you, Governor. Mara Governor, so I'll be holding Mukhwasita. Your Excellency, the Governor, the Right Honorable Moses Wetangula, Dr. Speaker of the National Assembly, the Deputy Governor, the area MP, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Yangu itakuwa mafupi sana. Kwa majina ni Daktari Juma Mukhwana, ni PS wa Industry katika Wizara ya Investments, Trade na Industry. I think you are with my CS here when she accompanied His Excellency the President when she came here. As a State Department, we are already working with the county government of Kakamega in the development of the county aggregation and industrial park. So in that project, already the county government invested in buying of the land and also putting together 250 million Kenya shillings. The national government is putting in 250 million. And we are creating a place where we can add value. And we have already identified the items that we need to add value: avocado, sunflower, and other products. And we hope to create employment in that area. The last issue that I want to say is this is an investment forum. I know that we are targeting people, investors, from the national level and also from the international level. But from where I sit in industry, the future of industry is going to be small and personal. So what I want to say is it's good to attract international people. It's also good to attract international institutions. But the real industrialization of Kenya will come when each one of us sitting in this room starts to manufacture and add value to something. Currently, it's a shame to us because we are importing matchsticks, we are importing toothpick, we are importing water. Remember, as a county, at the end of the year or at the end of the day, we want to do a balance sheet. If all of us, the members, the population of Kakamega County is making 2 billion shillings in one day, how much of that money is remaining here? Because if you make that money, alafu umenunua chumvi ya Mombasa, umenunua sukari ya Trans Nzoia, umenunua kiberiti ya Balengine, umenunua uniform from somewhere else, what it means is all that we are doing here is collect money and then send it to other people and then go back to work very hard to make more money. We are only going to grow when the money we make, we buy things made in Kakamega. So the slogan here should be, buy Kakamega, build Kakamega. Wacha tununue vitu zetu, hata kama quality sio mzuri, tuanzie hapo, tutajijenga, we will create jobs, we will create a market for our farmers, and we will create prosperity for Kakamega. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause once again to PS Muhwana. Thank you. Before I invite our chief guest to make his closing remarks, I just want to highlight a few achievements during this investment conference. In his address on Wednesday during the opening of our investment conference, our chief guest was His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, and he highlighted quite a number of areas to support the infrastructure in Kakamega, in the area of transport, in the area of electrification. The President highlighted the fact that the Ministry of Agriculture will make it easy for farmers to get fertilizer in conjunction with the county government so that we are complementing the fertilizer program. He also committed to ensure that we have comprehensive reforms of our sugar industry, focusing on cane development, proper management, and structural enhancement. The President highlighted on promoting value addition across various sectors with particular emphasis on gold mining and refining activities in Kakamega. The U.S. ambassador to Kenya underscored the abundant investment opportunities within Kakamega County and acknowledged Kenya's remarkable growth and its reputation as the Singapore of Africa. Mr. Speaker, the U.S. ambassador challenged Kakamega County to focus on peanut business, farming and refining, motorcycle assembly, commercial beekeeping, textiles, and apparel industry. Those are abundant opportunities available, which are low-hanging fruits. Following the international conference, which we are closing today, some of the focus areas is the gold refinery, which we have already been told by the ministry that the contractor to do the gold refinery has already been identified, and the government is putting in 5.8 billion Kenya shillings to start the construction of a gold refinery, and this will offer 4,500 jobs to our youth. Hakuna makofi hapo. Hydrobox is one of our mini grids. We have signed an MOU because we are now going green on solar energy. We also are going to make sure that we go solar and hydrobox in terms of electricity for off-grid generation. Mr. Speaker, we are also going to look at the value chains in dairy farming. We have talked about climate change and responsive interventions in our Kakamega forest. And finally, through the Industrial Park and Aggregation Center, we are partnering with the national government to provide a market for our farmers so that when they invest in the edible oils of avocado, they can get an opportunity to export their markets. With those few remarks, it is now my singular duty, and I want all of us to be upstanding so that we can have our chief guest, the Speaker of the National Assembly, to give his closing remarks. Karibu sana, Bwana Speaker.
Thank you very much, tafadhali tuketi. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, our Governor for Kakamega, the PSs who came with me this morning, our Deputy Governor, all guests involved in this wonderful event. Since I don't have the catalog of who is here, I respect you all. Good morning. Good morning. Mulembe bosi. Mulembe handi. Mulimoyo. I was invited here by our governor to join this event on the opening day and closing day. On the opening day, I was busy with the house sitting, so I called him and asked him if I could come in today, for the simple reason that whatever goes on in Kakamega concerns all of us, touches on all of us, benefits all of us in this region. Kakamega, like I've said many times before, is our indivisible capital of this region. It is the capital of a region that is so endowed that Professor Ali Mazrui once said, the people who live in this region are so lucky because our soils are so fertile that if you dip your finger in the soil, your fingernail grows faster. That was the figurative definition of our bounty. So today I come here with tremendous respect for our governor for being innovative and courageous enough to bring us together to talk about the future of our economy. Kakamega, as you know, is the second largest county in the country in terms of population. Kakamega is a home to many exciting things. Kakamega is also distinguished for lacking many things that we need in talking about investment to address. In the past, we had a mindset that an investor must be a foreigner, an investor must be somebody whose skin color is different from ours, and an investor must be somebody probably who talks a different language from us, and we are more delighted going to buy from a foreigner than a local, even when they are selling the same things. Now I want to urge us to engage in affirmative action. Before we chartered this university, and I'm proud to stand before you to tell you that when this university got its charter, the Honorable Bifoli Wakoli moved the motion, I seconded, and he was supported to give the charter of this university in 1 hour. And I said on the floor of the House that that is going to be the first major investment in Kakamega. Because with its full complement, when it gets there, this university, Your Excellency, if it gets 20,000 student complement, and each student spends just an average of 5,000 shillings a month on their upkeep, that is 100 million Kenya shillings into the economy of Kakamega every month. It is bigger than a nail-making factory. It is bigger than many small factories. So let's invest in our education. I'm also excited to learn that the gold of Kakamega, which started mining in rudimentary manner in the 1930s. When you read the history of mining in Kenya, you can't read 2 paragraphs without seeing Rosterman Gold Center in Kakamega. That an investment is coming here to not only add value, but create jobs and create wealth is very exciting to many of us. So again, I encourage that whatever needs to be done in terms of legal framework, in terms of local contributory activities, I urge you, Governor Baraza, that let that be your legacy when you leave the scene in Kakamega. Because it is going to be, arguably, the first and probably most modern and best gold smelting and refining factory in the country. And once it is done, you'll see all the gold from West Pokot, all the gold from Makalda in South Nyanza, all the gold from many other parts of the country will end up here because you'll have a niche for yourselves as the only gold refining factory in the country. Many other things that Kakamega offers: tourism, hospitality. I remember when we hosted the devolution conference in Kakamega, the majority of participants were staying in our neighboring county of Kisumu because there were not enough hotels, and those that were available did not meet the standards of our visitors. Again, we want to encourage particularly the sons and daughters of this county that you don't have to build brick and mortar the size of golf to have a good hotel. Now we have what we call boutique hotels. Within your own home, you hive off 1 acre, put 6, 7 cottages, maintain them well, classify them as either 3-star, 4-star, you'll make good money. I visited a friend in Nanyuki, a former senator, who has a big ranch of 75,000 acres. On that ranch, he has cottages of only 15 beds. And each bed, he charges 1 million Kenya shillings per night, bed only. And it is booked for a year plus ahead of time. And it's not a bed for 2 people. If you come with your wife, you pay 2 million. It is for each individual. And if you put up such facilities here, people will come. There are billionaires out there in the US, in Europe, who will come to your hotel and say, how much do you charge per day? 10 million. He says, I don't want anybody else. I'll pay you 10 million and close this for me for 2 weeks. And they will stay, and that is wealth into the county. And these are issues we must focus on, Mwami Baraza, because the investments are not very heavy in terms of capital, but the returns are enormous. We are an agricultural county, one of the few food-secure counties in Kenya. We grow maize, we're in sugar, we're in many, many other horticultural products. None of our products, other than the sugar processing in the 3 factories, leaves our county value added. They all go to Nairobi, Mombasa. You'll find trailers taking potatoes, bananas from Kabrengu. At a song, a bag of sweet potatoes that they'll take from us for 300, 400 shillings is sold in Nairobi for 3,000. Our investments must also focus on those. And the money that comes in will uplift the lifestyles of our mothers who toil and moil in the rain and sun to put those potatoes on the roadside. Kakamega is a home of footballers, perhaps more than any other county in this country. AFCON is coming to Kenya. We should not be having any debate as to whether AFCON should come to Kakamega or not, because this is the home of footballers. And if this stadium was completed to international FIFA standards, we will not be hosting football matches, international matches in Nairobi. This will be the natural habitat of all international football matches. And when the matches come here, it's big money. The other day I went to watch my team Arsenal at Emirates. The stadium has 70,000 seating capacity. The match was sold out a month to time. And that's money. And people who come to watch, they're eating, they're drinking, they're sleeping, they're doing everything. It is big money into the economy. So this idea, Your Excellency, of having an investment conference is to put a blueprint and put a chart on our wall and tick out every year. What have we done this year? What have we done the following year? What have we done the other year? And if we want foreign investors to come here, they look for very simple things. Number one, transportation. Even with the limitations we have, Kakamega has a comparative advantage to many places. We have a domestic airport here. We have an international airport 20 minutes away in Kisumu. We have an international airport an hour away in Eldoret. That is an advantage. An investor will be looking for high-speed connectivity of internet and other ICT facilities. That we must focus on, because our internet facilities here, even where they are very low in volume and speed. An investor will be looking for clean, fresh water. Kakamega, there's water everywhere. An investor will be looking for good, clean environment. You can't get it any better than with our forest here. An investor will be looking for an area where it is secure. That brings you, Governor Barasa, to a partnership with the national government, so that any investor who has invested here is not molested by marauding youths and any other criminals. They can sleep with their doors open without problems. They love Kakamega. An investor will be looking for human resource, human capital development. We are not lacking in well-educated, good English-speaking young people with innovative minds in Kakamega and the region. Again, we score very highly. An investor will be looking for how to export their goods, because we are not looking for an investor to come here and do inbreeding with us. We are looking for an investor to come to Kakamega with a marketing formula that now we have an East African community with 560 million people, with free movement of goods, people, and services. That when you invest in Kakamega, the market in Uganda is open to you, Rwanda is open to you, Burundi is open to you, Congo is open to you, South Sudan, and everywhere. From here, if you want to go to Tanzania, in 2.5 hours, you are in Hispania. So an investor will look for that. Do you have a restrictive market? Do you have access to a big, open market? And market is not about, again, buildings. It's about people, consumers. And they'll come and invest and grow our city, grow our region. Today, many investments are going into innovation. I just passed the stand of Must, and some young men showed me how they are now able to generate smart cards. You can hear the Minister for Interior is grappling with how to roll out digital IDs. These are the innovations that are universities such as this, based in our great county, that we deliberately set it out to be a university of science and technology, can be able to produce and generate money and have an industry and employ even non-students to work here and make money. So what I'm saying, my brothers and sisters, from Kakamega and from outside Kakamega, is that the bounty of Kakamega, the bounty in Kakamega is limitless. And it takes a person of courage and foresight, like our governor here, to bring us together so that we can be able to think together and move together. We must constantly think of each other. There's a great writer who said, even when you are in your drunken stupor, if somebody pinches you and you feel pain, then you are alive. But if you are able to feel the pain of others, then you are a human being. And for you, Governor, to stand here and feel the pain of our county and say, look, I am not here just to run around the county. I want to leave this county better. The competition is there, like Khadija has told you, sharing revenue. When we designed this constitution, and yours truly here, I was there from inception to the end, it was never meant that counties will be receiving money ad infinitum from the center. The philosophy was counties like Nairobi will eventually generate enough money to have for their own and to give some to the national government to take to counties that don't have. If you go to America, states like California sustain the federal government. States like Texas sustain the federal government. So in future, I will be very proud if I hear and learn, even in my grave, that Kakamega is now generating 200 billion Kenya shillings in a year. Their budget is 150 billion, and they're giving 50 billion to the national government to take to Isiolo, to take to Mandera, and to take to other disadvantaged counties. That should be our target as a region, because we're endowed with everything. We say Western is God's bathroom. Western is God's bedroom. Western is God's everything. Let's turn that into a tremendous advantage for all of us. I want to join our president in the good remarks that he made here, the commitments that he made here, that the national government will work hand in hand, side by side, shilling to a shilling with Kakamega County to make Kakamega grow. We opened an aggregation center in Likuyani the last time the president was here for a major visit. And I said there, this is really good. If your deputy governor here gets a big order to supply food to schools in this county, maize, flour, and everything, you now do not need to look for millions of shillings and set up a milling plant to be able to meet those demands. Courtesy, this young man, Dr. Muhwana, and their ministry. All you need to do, go to the aggregation center with your 1,000 bags of maize. There is equipment there for common user. You rent it for a week, you mill your flour, you package it, you brand it, and you take it to your market. You have avoided investing money, the headache of managing employees, the headache of managing losses, and the headache of everything. Those are now the modern day investment opportunities that we are looking for. That you do not need an avocado processing plant for you to roll out avocado, cream, oil, and whatever to the market. You go to the aggregation center at peak season, you rent the machine, you do your work, you finish, you go away with your wealth and wait for the next season. These are the investments we are talking about. And many other things. I know I'm preaching to the converted because we are here because we embrace this idea. We are here because we want to see change in our midst. We are here because we want to arrest urban migration. Our children going to stand with the rungus in Nairobi from day and night because we have created an opportunity for them here in Kakamega, in Bungoma, in Busia, in Trans Nzoia, for them to be able to work and make money. We are looking for an opportunity where farmers, if you have 20 acres of land to plant maize, because of investments in Kakamega, you are doing contract farming. You go to your field knowing that as soon as you harvest, Baraza and his investors are there to take away 90% of your produce, pay you at farm gate, and go and add value and move on. Then the farmer has even a bigger incentive. We are looking for investment opportunities where Mumias Sugar Company, that was the jewel of agro-rural investments in the entire Commonwealth. I went to universities in Jamaica. On their curriculum, they were studying about the success of an agro-rural-based industry called Mumias. Of course, Mumias is now a shell of itself. We're trying to revive it. And once it's revived, let whoever is investing there pay dividends to the farmer that sustains the factory. At the end of the year, I have made $1 billion. I'll plow back as an incentive to the farmers with 200 million. The farmers will feel the value and the pleasure of being ownership of this great factory, and many other things. I don't want to say too many things. I want to encourage you, Governor Baraza, from where I sit as the Speaker of the National Assembly, where the national envelope is domiciled. Should there be any need for support, we are available for you. especially on issues like infrastructure, because the money we send to the counties is not sufficient to tarmac all the roads. In fact, this morning, I had a meeting with the Minister for Roads, and I've told him that I want to see this road from Lurambi, Navaholo to Bungoma completed in the shortest time possible, and many others, so that we are able to move in each and every direction with pleasure, with ease, and with comfort. That is what we are looking for as a people of this region. And whatever you do, Baraza and your colleagues, I'm available to you, to sit with you, to plan with you, and to help you execute some of the plans that you need to do. Because in many times, I can open doors that you probably will have difficulties in opening. I can whisper into closer ears that sometimes you'll take time to whisper, and we can get things done. Complementary work. Whatever I can do that Baraza can't do, we take it that Baraza has done, and vice versa. So on those many remarks, I want to declare how proud I am to be born in this region, brought up in this region, and be part of the exciting transformational activities going on in our region. Like I always say, it is you, the people of Kakamega, people of this region, with your partners from elsewhere, that will grow this region, will grow this county. Rome was not built in a day, but the Romans were there to build it. Kakamega will not be built in a day, but the people of Kakamega must be there to build it and to attract those who come to put their money here and to benefit from all those. Kwa ndugu zetu Waislamu, nawatakia Ramadhani mzuri, Ramadhani karimu. Kwa ndugu zetu wa Kristo, we are in a Lent period. I wish you well, and may God bless this great county. May God add more wisdom to our governor to lead us to greater heights. And may I now formally declare this investment conference, the one of its kind, officially closed, but will remain seated to hear the resolutions of the conference. Thank you.
Wow, that was excellent. A big round of applause once again to our chief guest, one of our own, Right Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula. Makofi tena. Bwana Speaker, we want to appreciate you for the kind words and commitments to collaborate with the county government of Kakamega in order to transform the lives of our people. Before I invite our Deputy Governor to lead the next session, where I will be signing the balance of the MOUs which were not signed, allow me to give an opportunity kwa area MP wetu akuja tusalamie Bishop Titus Hamala, ili watu wajue we are safe in Lurambi. Karibu sana Titus Hamala.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Asante, Your Excellency. It is somehow difficult to speak when my boss has spoken, but I want to recognize you, also recognize the First Lady of the county, Commissioner, and the PSS that are here, and those who work in the national government and the county government, county assembly. Honorable Speaker, I don't have much to say, but just to say thank you for coming. It was an honor to come with you from Nairobi, coming back home to our people, to our mother county. And Governor Barasa, I want to applaud you for how you lead and the vision that you have for our people, for our county. And just to echo what the Speaker has said here, and what the President said here, and the Ambassador of the US, it is now our turn. The ball is in our court for us to take it and run with it. What I believe and I know is that Kenya is in the right trajectory. We are headed in the right direction. We are recovering, and Kakamega will not be left behind. And as members of parliament, Your Excellency Governor, we are behind you. That is what I can tell you. We support you so that you can achieve for Kakamega. Otherwise, thank you and feel most welcomed. As we close, please don't leave. We have so many places where you can stay tonight. I also have a very big house. You can come there and eat ugali and ingoho of Abaluya. Thank you.
Makofi kwa Bishop Titus Hamala. Thank you very much. Allow me 2 minutes just to summarize some of the issues which we have actually concretized in this very successful inaugural Kakamega International Investment Conference. Following the Kakamega International Investment Conference, several key commitments were made within the Kakamega County Investment and Development Agency, which is now tasked with following up the concretization of those commitments. Number one, with regard to the gold refinery, a substantial amount of investment of $44 million, that is equivalent to almost 5.8 billion Kenya shillings, is earmarked for establishment of a gold refinery, with plans for execution within the next 12 months, creating 4,500 job opportunities and revamping the economy of Ikolomani Sub-County and Kakamega County. Makofi kwa hiyo. The second commitment is on Hydrobox, a significant investment of $90 million has been pledged to develop a 30 megawatts hydroelectric power project, highlighting the growing focus on renewable energy activities and initiatives. Makopi hapo. This will complement what the President talked about, the extension of the national grid. This is off-grid, where the national government, through KETRACO, will be building a transmission line, 132 kV, from Kibos to Kakamega, and this is going to stabilize the energy of Kakamega and electricity, and also make sure that investors have reliable and stable electricity. The next concretized investments on Fuka Feeds, an investment totaling $3 million has been allocated to Fuka Feeds, underscoring the importance of agricultural ventures in the region's economic growth and strategy. Number 5, our partner in digital learning, AID, Dr. Donna of AID, expressed the intention to match every unit of investment by the Kakamega County with a contribution from AID at a ratio of 1 to 1. Makofi kwao. And lastly, we've signed a significant MOUs, 22 of them, with various departments, signifying a concerted effort towards bolstering development initiatives and fostering collaborative partnerships. These MOUs, some of them will sign the balance here for 5 minutes. And as I've said, our agency, investment agency, is tasked with the responsibility of making sure that those investments are concretized. And I'm happy the board is here, led by Professor Nelson Wawire, who was also my lecturer in Kenyatta University. Apigiwe makofi. These commitments signify a major step forward in advancing Kakamega County's economic agenda and underscore investors' confidence in the region's potential for sustainable development. We are also very grateful for the collaboration of our partners, investors, and sponsors, namely Equity Bank of Kenya, the County Pensions Fund, Kenya Commercial Bank, Safaricom PLC, USAID, Cooperative Bank, Net Fund, Kenya Climate Innovation Center, Tourism Fund, AID, Jacaranda Health, among others, who have not only made this conference possible, but have also promised to continually work with over 2.5 residents of the county government of Kakamega in supporting our development agenda. Wapigiwe makofi. And lastly, to our host, Masinde Muliro University, we want to sincerely thank you for being a very good host and a very good partner of Kakamega County. We are also partnering with Masinde Muliro University in hospitality and social development. They are constructing a very big international swimming pool to complement the facility that we have at Buhungu International Stadium. And Bwana Speaker, when you talked about Arsenal, hapo ndio watu tuko. And this is our year. Finally, I want to thank all the participants who have come from far and wide to join us in this conference. You've really made us proud. And going forward, we are going to make this an annual event. And you can almost guess what will be happening in 2025. Kwa hayo machache, I want to now invite our Deputy Governor to quickly lead the session and MOU signing. We'll not highlight all of them because in total we have 22 MOUs. Then after signing, we shall close with our national anthem and our county anthem. But before then, our county secretary will advise on the Mulembe bus, which will be an initiative that will be coming immediately after the closure. So karibu sana Bwana DG, 5 minutes. We have the CS highlighting the Mulembe bus. Then we do the official closure by the National Assembly and the county, the national anthem and the county anthem, and then we break for lunch. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Echi, the Governor. Our chief guest today, Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly. All protocol observed, good afternoon. Mine is a brief session, 5-minute session, and I will invite the county attorney to move forward quickly. We coordinate within 5 minutes, signing the remaining MOUs. One is Masinde Muliro, University of Science and Technology, and Kakamega County Government. Move forward quickly. Once you sign, you waive the MOU to the Speaker. Masinde Muliro and County Government of Kakamega. Followed by KCB Bank. We are partnering with KCB on partnership on financial services. Next, the Cooperative University of Kenya and the Vice Chancellor is present. Move forward, sign the trade and promotion agreement with County Government of Kakamega. 5 minutes, we need to finish this thing. Move faster, faster, faster. Next will be evidence action. Evidence action is on safe water program. Number 7, access to medicine platform, ATMP, on improving the reproductive health of our people in Kakamega, especially the newborn. Move forward quickly. Number 8, Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization on integrated capacity building and research. Quickly. Good, one has been signed already. Then the last one will be Anglican Church of Kenya, Diocese of Mumias, on a framework on improving and collaboration on water and environment within Kakamega County. Wale nimeita wote, msonge mbele, msaini haraka haraka. Try and move very fast. That is Masinde Muliro, KCB, Cooperative Bank, Evidence Action, Access to Medicine, Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, Anglican Church, hivyo haraka haraka haraka. Na sign, muna display kwa media. Those ones who have already signed, at 12, they include Kenya National Chamber of Commerce on promotion and investment, Don Amolo Memorial Kids Act on availability and sustainability of sickle cell disease drugs and related commodities, Bukura Agricultural College, sustainable training in agriculture, Kenya Marine and Fishery Research Institute, integrated capacity building, investment in children and their societies, ICSSP, implementation on gender transformation, the one the governor has talked about, Hydrobox Kenya Limited, My Credit Limited on provision of retail financing services in Kakamega County, Kenya Industrial Property Institute on trade, industrialization, and tourism, Kenya Fishing Industries Corporation on framework for exploitation of the fishing resources within Kakamega County. Those are already signed. In total, this conference we have signed 22 MOUs, surpassing all other counties in Kenya. So we are number one. Tujipigie makofi. Wakimaliza kusign, itarudishia governor aite Mheshimiwa Muhaka anaunzi Mulembe basi. Karibu Mheshimiwa Governor.
Makofi kwa Deputy Governor. That was excellent. My deputy, you have really put in a lot of effort, and I really want to appreciate you. I want to invite our CEO for LREP. He has one major announcement, Victor, dakika moja, before our County Secretary tells us about the Mrembe bus.
Thank you, Excellency, and to our Right Honorable Speaker, who, as you all know, is the third in command. So when I'm here, I'm humbled, because should anything happen, and we don't pray for that, but we are saying he's our third in command. My names are Victor Nyagaya. I'm the CEO of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, and the announcement I want to make is very short. First, I want to apologize to our Right Honorable Speaker for coming late, but it's not because I chose to come late. I had to be in Kisumu today to sum up the arrangement for the World Bank officials who are coming to Kisumu on Monday. And those of you who are here, Governor Baraza is already abreast with what we want to do on Monday. We are getting the FLOCA fund for the 14 county governments. And it is to the tune of 1.8 to 2.2 billion Kenya shillings for our counties. So those of you who are sitting here, make sure your governor arrives there to sign so that you don't miss out of that very good support for that FLOCA fund, which goes down to the grassroots. It's, of course, dispensed by the governors, but it will go down to the grassroots. So I don't want to say much other than to congratulate Governor Baraza for a great job that he has done. He has put in time, and his Deputy Governor Savula on bringing us together here in Kakamega County. This is our next destination for investments. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, our CEO for LREP. Finally, let me invite Omuhaka very quickly, utuambie mambo ya Mlembe Buzz. Then we'll do the national anthem and the county anthem. Thereafter, a brief photo session, and then we break for lunch. Karibu, our CS.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The Right Honorable Speaker. Riding on the protocol, my name is Dr. Lawrence Omuhaka, County Secretary and Head of Public Service. I want really to thank the steering committee, the technical committee, steering committee led by Livingston Imbai, FCPA, Livingston Imbai. The technical committee led by the CEO of KAIICO and the board for organizing this very successful conference. After this, we know we have had a hectic week. Some of the committee members have not been sleeping for the last 1 week. The CEO was calling me at 3 a.m. that he was still in the stadium organizing for a number of things. So for that matter, we have organized what we call Mlembe Buzz, so that we can unwind, and all of you are welcome. We also want to have the locals from around who are not able to attend this to also come and attend. The Mlembe Buzz will be held at our stadium, the parking part of the stadium, that is Buhungu Stadium. Entry fee for people who have not been participating in this conference is 500 shillings. But for those of us who have been here and have badges, the delegates is free of charge. Then if we have traditional food, hitiani, tsiswa, tsisindu is there. We also have alcohol. Traditional brew busa is also there. We have invited a number of musicians. Vaida has already arrived. Umwana Indumbu, Umwana Mavere, Umwana Ishirenje. He has already arrived. We have Luceno's team is also here. We have Musindi. We have Akivambo. And we have Steve K from Bungoma. Many others. So all of you are welcome for the function. It will start at 3. Those of you who are putting on high heels, please go and change and put on rubbers. So asanteni sana, karibu.
Asante sana. I think we have had a very good week. Mine is just to thank everyone who have made this investment conference a big success. And I wish you a very good afternoon. As we said, Kakamega Forest is here with us. Don't be in a hurry to leave. You can also sample our forest. We have the famous Mkombera is there. I know some of you are asking about it. I encourage you to take time and walk through our forest. Kwa hayo machache, Mungu awabariki sana. We can now be upstanding for the national anthem and county anthem. Then thereafter, a brief session with guests, and we break for lunch. Asanteni sana.
Asanteni sana. Let me ask Your Excellency and Honorable Speaker and all the guests to please stay behind for a group photo as the other dignitaries leave for... No, just here is okay. Here is okay. I think I'll ask Professor Kasili to also join us for this photo session. Later on, we'll have KAIICO board members. Oh yeah, sawa, we can have it down here. Chief guests, our guests and Your Excellencies, please, this way. Let's have KAIICO agency, but later on. All right, let's have it here, please. Let's have it up here. No, hapa iko sawa. Tafadhali. Okay, sawa. Let's go. Sorry? Karibu sana. All right. Great work. Congratulations. Speaker. Nice to see you. All right. All right. Sawa. Karibu. All right. Can we also have representatives from various stakeholders? Equity Bank. Sawa. Very nice. Let me have platinum sponsors, Equity Bank.
Others can go.
Yeah. The others, KAIICO members, it's okay. You can, KAIICO, you can leave at your own pleasure.
All right. Up next, we have representatives from Masinde Muliro University. Representatives from Masinde Muliro University, please. All right. In that case, we wrap up. The chief guests, please, on this way, and the others, the other side.